And we are currently seeing a situation where I can insult Evans and nothing will happen to me. But if I insult somebody that I've gone to queue to vote for, to come and serve me, then the laws are jailing me for a year. Evans, that we are jailing citizens for 1 year because of insults. There's a big difference between threats and insults. Why should everybody say what you want to hear? Why do you want people to say only what you want to hear? If that is the case, then where is the beauty of our democracy? I am saddened, and I'll tell you what. I am sad about how this government is going simply because I know how we all played here in these studios when they were in opposition. Can you mention one person in the NDC that didn't rain insult at Akufo-Addo? The names they gave Akufo-Addo, the names they gave Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Why are you so afraid of experiencing exactly what you have cultivated?
Abusia Majidi say what you say NPP for say Omobaba ye demonstration be because in Nimobinum Nkoye e Ghana memu ha fa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na mumunu ehu ba ko edi animu pa democracy enjoy in this country. According to NPP no omo say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na NDC aban no democracy ye ka bi ma min ka bi abamu na wose yi na anka itumi ekire ya adwesi bibi enkoyi a as Ghanaians no sisi ya no se o kire wadwen e dia fa asem bi hu na ya ba bechew ba sa ne ye na aban no omo eye no omo as NPP political party no omo entena se e masra ni mabi mu sei enkoso e wo Ghana memu ha enti omo beti omo hu agu monten so no mo ye o ye kire atins tesukoko e dia kire aban no na wotumi asesa afri sare suban na order na di e dia kire Ghanaians no hu enti Miracles Aboagye kokopie mu e wo PM Express so e na Evans a wo ye host o bisa na say yenya tetiye say on the 6th of August mo ba be ye o ye kire atins tesukoko e dia kire aban. Now what is the reasons or what are the reasons behind demonstration na mobile be no eho na Miracles obubo odwuma mienu and asem miensa bi eso baba ko odi kan e kan ye wosisisi ya no se we NPP ni o se NDC for enka ho we NPP ni na se bibi enkoso yie e wo Ghana memu ha na se o kire wadwen e di afa ho a na aban no wasoma yuyukofo na se police fo na o mo aba be fa wo but Ghana die na nka yenim se bibi enko yie na se as a citizen no obetumi a kire wadwen but currently that is not what we were seeing. And democracy enjoy in Ghana here no, is currently under attack. That is what NPP they are saying. But we and the Evans so or refer said the modebo aban ko do tamona mo nso mo ho no ye hu se ni mabinum so echo so e ho no nyanu a Miracles or the man Evans no menua me pese ohwe sa video we na wo nso wate numa bi a echo so ase o say politicians no when they are in opposition omo be ye numa bia ama government na owo ho no why very frustrated what you say but so mo so e wa ban mu a then they will tend doing different things se na mo wo ho no mo so mu ye bi e na ndisi so aba no omo so e ye bia there is something called kama ayi na ye gidi se e ye adwuma de wo bedua no enu a e na wo bedua se mo wo aban mu no mo cheche nkofo bi no e de wo mo gomu e ma NDC e compreni ye na say NDC so aba na say omo ye the same thing na say mo so mu compreni a what is the big deal about this? But they will behave as if say omo aban mu no omo anya hwe eho and the Evans were exposing Miracles Aboagye on what they were also doing when they were in power. What you say, 80 politicians in this country, meaning ye na yeti mamufo no, ye na omode ya dwen edi agro because currently demonstration ya omoba be ye. E we say omoba ye de because it is in our constitution. Say bibi koso na say nkuyi you have the right to demonstrate. But say aban no, the omode kwa komano no, or de be ye adwuma na say omfa anya adwuma no. It's up to the government. What you say? In the end, ye timamufo ye hwe the politicians no omo eka na ni nyina mu no na yeso yesua bibi e de afiri ma say du abato a eho e na yeso ye wotumi say ye exercise our constitutional rights there ye beto aba e de ama sebe nipa a obetumi aye yakoma so ade ene ye bisade e de ama ye amagana etumi move forward ma yenkode yenkotie discussions e course between Miracles Aboagye and Evans on PM Express. Mamena wase na mensra se unya and subscribe ya na wa subscribe e dia mamela like video we na share audio bi no nso unya bi nyakopo isha na onka ho ye nkora yenkotie Miracles on Evans.
Oh, the party decided to call a demonstration. I mean, what I've come to know is the NDC and NPP, they do not call demonstrations lightly. I mean, you rarely will see an NDC demonstration called by the party at the highest level, and you rarely will see an NPP demonstration like that. So, first of all, let me understand in very clear terms, why has the party decided to take all of us Ghanaians onto the street tomorrow?
Evans, you see, if you follow this country's history, all the way from the colonial era, right through to pre-independence, post-independence, to the current fourth Republican democracy that we have, you'd realize that there has never been a point in the life of this country's history that the people have allowed themselves to be oppressed. Never. Even in the ancient days, the country was formed on the back of wars and survival. And so if we ever get that sign of oppression from leadership at any point in time, it is extremely important that as a people, we always recollect where we have come from. And that is why if you recite our pledge and our anthems, it's usually mixed with fighting oppressors' rule, because the country resists oppression at all times. Today, as we speak in this country, the truth of the matter is that there is some subtle introduction of oppression by the NDC government on all classes of people in the society, not just NPP. And that for me is a worry. You wake up in the morning and there is a news. What has happened? A woman has been picked up from Bronga Hafo and brought to Accra to the CID headquarters. What is the offense? Oh, she was on TikTok and she was insulting the president. She was on TikTok and she was insulting the vice president. She was on TikTok and she was insulting a minister. That's a problem. It's a big problem. Because when we're writing the laws and the rules of this country, we knew what is allowable and what isn't. And the last time I made this point, and it generated some debate. If I tell you, Evans, you're a fool, I have every right under the laws of this country to say you are a fool. If you think you are not a fool, and you believe calling you a fool is denigrating, the law says that you, Evans, can take me on in a civil suit in court and seek for redress to clean up the bad name I've given you. That is what the law says. The law doesn't say that Evans can go to the police or the security agencies and go and tell them to arrest Miracles. That is what the laws are. If we feel that we've gotten to a point where calling Miracles a fool or calling Evans a fool should be criminalized, let's put it in our statutes. Let's put it in our laws. But if the laws have not been drafted in that manner, and we are currently seeing a situation where I can insult Evans and nothing will happen to me, but if I insult somebody that I've gone to queue to vote for to come and serve me, then the laws are jailing me for a year. Evans, that we are jailing citizens for 1 year because of insults. There's a big difference between threats and insults. The law says that threats are unlawful. The law knows the reason why it did that sharp separation between threats and insults. And so if somebody threatens you, the law has a process to deal with that person. When somebody insults you, the law has a process. But the current situation where people are being bundled center, left, right, because they are saying things that are not palatable in the minds or in the ears of people in power, that is a problem. As we speak today, when you go to TikTok, and I say TikTok is an open source social media platform. Nobody controls anybody there. That's where free speech is. At least 50 people from different regions, different places have been bundled up one way or the other by this government. Why? Why should everybody say what you want to hear? Why do you want people to say only what you want to hear? If that is the case, then where is the beauty of our democracy? I am saddened. And I'll tell you what, I am sad about how this government is going simply because I know how we all played here in these studios when they were in opposition. I know how we all played here. In fact, you remember that in few occasions, I think I remember about 15 or so occasions, or less, or just a little bit more, I had a cause to even complain about my government. And I have it on Facebook, where I felt that some of the arrests of some of these social media comments or media things were unnecessary. These people in government today, we always say Akufo-Addo is a tyrant, Akufo-Addo is a dictator, Akufo-Addo is this, Akufo-Addo is that. Akufo-Addo gave him all manner of names because at that time they felt that they are special and that they could say anything that they want to say. Can you mention one person in the NDC that didn't rain insult at Akufo-Addo? The names they gave Akufo-Addo, the names they gave Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Why are you so afraid of experiencing exactly what you have cultivated? These guys actually sponsored an individual who ran down every single person in this country. Every chief was insulted. Every pastor was insulted. You dare not cross him. You do not, all of you were insulted. This media house, he insulted almost everybody, all of you. He came into this country, was given a red carpet, given national security protection, walked in and walked out. So, and then the vulnerable ones who also have equal rights are being arrested. It saddens my heart. And let me tell you where the biggest problem is. The biggest problem is the abuse of the rights of these people that they even arrest. Evans, the issues I'm raising, they are very serious issues. Do you know the number of people who have been kept 3, 4, 5 days without being allowed to even make contact with anybody? And the abuse of the bail conditions that this government is using, weaponizing to oppress citizens. Let me tell you today, most of these security agencies will tell you that you are better off with them spending a week than even going to the courts. Because they tell you, when you go to the courts, then they grant you the bail. The landed property, you have to go to Lands Commission or Valuation Board and get it valued. And that one, well, we don't know how long it will take. And as long as you haven't done the valuation, you remain with us. People have been in custody for 3 months in this country under this government. 3 months because of bail conditions. This morning, I was talking to a lawyer. He says he has a client that has been in custody of one of the security agencies for 9 months. For 9 months because he hasn't been able to fulfill a bail condition.
So tomorrow's protest,
point is that
is fundamentally about what you perceive to be government oppression.
It's no longer a perception. It's happening. It's a reality. The numbers.
Except that the complaint that is fueling the protest isn't new and isn't unique to the NDC. In fact, under your term, you just mentioned it, this legislation, which you have mentioned and criticized, was used too. In fact, my first encounter of that clause was under Akufo-Addo and your government, which is this Criminal Code 160, Section 208, which talks about publishing false news. You used it. You used it at the time, was severely criticized. The last time our research team checked, between 2022 and 2024, you used it 30 times. Under your previous administration. In the last 1 year, this government has used it 15 times. So both sides have done this. So this is not new.
Perfect. That is why when you come to office, you complained in opposition. When it was being used 30 times in 2 years, you complained, you raised issues, you called him dictator, you called him autocratic. The people, why do you think the people voted for you? They voted for you because you told them that this guy is an autocratic leader. He's a dictator. Vote against him and vote for me. I'm a Democrat. When you come and within a year, you've done 50% of what the person did in 2 years, that is betrayal. That is why you must be called out. That is why you must be hooted at. That is betrayal. Because the people went to vote for you simply because of what you are saying. You told them that you were a Democrat. As for you, you are tolerant. As for you, you will listen. You would allow everybody to speak. You went to their homes. You were having your microphone standing and then calmly speaking to them. And that's why they voted against the other guy.
But isn't it the police that is enforcing this in the way that obviously creating the problem? It's not necessarily
It's not the police. It's not the police. First of all, let me tell you something. If it was the police, if it's the police today, then if it was the police yesterday.
Yeah.
But you and I disagree, including this government, when they were in opposition, that it wasn't the police. They said it was Akufo-Addo. So if it was Akufo-Addo yesterday, then it is John Mahama in the NDC.
Because I said that because recently somebody was arrested and the accusation was that he had said something about your man you serve, Bawumia, and then Bawumia had to issue a statement to say he's not interested.
Because Bawumia doesn't support that nonsense.
Exactly. So isn't it the police that felt
it's the
law had been breached?
It's the government that was trying to use the police to equalize. We don't support that nonsense.
So you're saying this was orchestrated to say
it was.
But Bawumia has also been insulted.
It was. And what we are telling the government is that hands off the voices of the people. Hands off. Hands off the voices of the people. The only thing we have in this country is our voice. As I'm sitting here, I am just speaking. I don't have a gun. I don't have any ammunition. In other countries, they are using weapons. They are using violence. All we have is our voice. How difficult is it for you to listen to us and laugh it off? Stop gagging us. Stop targeting all of us.
I mean, even when the pronouncements have the potential to disturb public peace,
which is what we all have common senses on. We all know what disturbs public peace and what doesn't. We have our common senses on. And if you pick the 30 or 15 you are talking about, 95% of them do not disturb any public peace. I read a statement from the police where they said somebody has insulted the president. Insult. You know the two most insulted people in the world? Footballers and politicians. In fact, two most disrespected people, footballers and politicians. You know the way somebody called Uncle Evans, he's a footballer, they will mention, up to now, we still call Stephen Appiah. He's a wafer. But we still call him Stephen Appiah. Sometimes you'll be called Akufo-Addo, John Mahama. You need to be tolerant to these things. It has to stop, Evans. It has to stop. Like, how long will this continue?
And you believe tomorrow's demonstration will make a difference?
It doesn't matter. The point is that some people are speaking up tomorrow. Because that is what our forefathers taught us. Our forefathers taught us that anytime you feel oppressed, speak up. They spoke up in the colonial era. They spoke up pre-independence. They spoke up post-independence. They spoke up in the Fourth Republic. This democracy that we have, at least what I have read and what I have experienced, people have toiled with their blood to get this democracy for us. We will not sit down and allow few people who are getting power drunk to all of a sudden throw us into the ditch.